We all love gadgets that make life easier, right? Smartwatches are everywhere now, tracking our steps, sleep, and even heart rate. They feel like having a personal coach strapped to your wrist, encouraging you to move, exercise, and sleep better. But here's the thing. Could these tiny devices be quietly affecting your mental and physical health without you realizing it? First, let's understand how constant tracking can sometimes backfire. Smartwatches are designed to make us more aware of our bodies. They promise insights into heart rate, activity levels, and even sleep quality. And yes, for many, they do exactly that. They motivate movement, nudge us to be more active, and can even provide early warnings about certain health issues. But there's a flip side we need to consider. At first glance, using a smartwatch seems simple enough. Track your fitness, stay motivated, maybe even spot early signs of health issues. It feels like a little helper on your wrist, cheering you on throughout the day. But here's where it gets tricky. According to the New York Times, some users fall into what experts call health loops, where they start obsessing over tiny changes in heart rate, sleep patterns, or daily activity. What should feel reassuring can actually end up being stressful. Think about it. Checking your heart rate dozens of times a day just because your watch says it went up a few beats, or staring at a slightly lower sleep score and feeling worried. It's easy to see how this constant monitoring can go from helpful to overwhelming. Suddenly, motivation starts to feel like pressure, and small fluctuations that really don't matter take on a huge importance in your mind. Now, of course, not everyone reacts this way. Many people benefit from the reminders and insights their watch provides. But for those who do get caught in these loops, what starts as a helpful nudge can quietly turn into anxiety. Over time, these small, repeated worries can subtly affect mental health without anyone even realizing it. It's not that the smartwatch itself is bad. It's just that constant access to data, numbers, and alerts can sometimes be a bit too much for our brains to handle. Who has access to your health information? Now let's talk about something we don't always think about: your data. Smartwatches collect a huge amount of personal information: heart rate, sleep patterns, steps, calories burned, and sometimes even your location. At first, it seems harmless, right? After all, you're just trying to stay healthy. But according to CNN, many users don't really understand how this data is stored or shared. Some apps can let third parties, like marketers or even insurance companies, access your information. That means your health habits could be used in ways you didn't sign up for, like targeted ads or influencing your insurance rates. First, we understand. Convenience always comes at a cost. Every heartbeat your watch records, every step it tracks, adds to your digital footprint. Some of that data is encrypted and safe, but some could be used in ways you never imagined. It's easy to think, well, I'm just logging my workouts. But that simple action can create a record of your lifestyle that others can access. Now let's look at the bigger picture. You might assume your information is private, but once it's online, it's part of a much larger network. Even anonymized data can sometimes be traced back to you. So, while smartwatches give us amazing insights into our health, they also come with privacy risks that most of us never really consider. Something to keep in mind every time you glance at those numbers on your wrist. Can you really trust the numbers? Next, let's talk about accuracy. Smartwatches can be super handy. They track your heart rate, monitor your sleep, and even alert you if something seems off. It feels comforting to glance at your wrist and see your stats, right? But the big question is, can we really trust those numbers all the time? According to the BBC, these devices are good at spotting patterns, but they're far from perfect. Sometimes they give false readings, and that's something we definitely need to keep in mind. For example, your watch might tell you that your heart rhythm looks irregular when it's actually nothing to worry about. Suddenly, you're stressed or even booking unnecessary doctor visits. At the same time, it can miss signs that you really should pay attention to, giving a false sense of security. That mix of reassurance and uncertainty can be tricky to handle. The key thing to remember is this: doctors say smartwatches are tools, not replacements for real medical care. They're here to support you, not replace checkups or professional advice. So if you notice unusual symptoms, don't brush them off just because your watch didn't beep. Think of it as a helpful guide. It can point you in the right direction, but the real decisions about your health are always yours. Motivation or pressure? How devices affect your mind. Even if the data on your smartwatch is accurate, what really matters is how you respond to it. Those constant reminders to move, take deep breaths, or hit daily goals can feel encouraging at first. Hey, get up, you've been sitting too long, or you need 500 more steps today. It's like having a personal coach right on your wrist. But according to CNN, a lot of users actually feel guilty or stressed when they don't hit those targets. Instead of feeling proud of what they've accomplished, They focus on what they haven't done, and that tiny pressure can start to weigh on your mind more than it should. Now let's think about the psychological side of this. Fitness can easily shift from being something fun and refreshing into a numbers-driven task. A walk in the park, a quick jog, or even a short home workout starts to feel like a requirement rather than something you enjoy. The focus moves from how it makes you feel to whether you're meeting the goal. And over time, that pressure can chip away at motivation and even affect your mental well-being. And there's another thing many people don't realize: comparing yourself to others. Most smartwatch apps let you share your progress or join challenges. And at first, it's motivating. But if you're always looking at how others are doing, it can start to feel like a competition you're constantly losing. Instead of feeling supported, the watch might feel like a silent judge, keeping score on your life rather than helping you enjoy it. That's why it's so important to remember: these gadgets are tools to guide you, not measure your self-worth. How to use smartwatches wisely. So, what's the real takeaway about smartwatches? They can be really helpful. They nudge you to move, track irregular heartbeats, and encourage healthier habits. But they aren't perfect. Sometimes they stress you out, show slightly inaccurate data, or even raise privacy concerns. The key, according to the New York Times, is to use them mindfully. Let them guide you without letting them take over your health decisions. Here's an easy way to think about it. Start by setting clear, realistic goals that actually matter to you. Maybe it's hitting a certain number of steps, improving your sleep quality, or just noticing heart rate trends over time. Let your watch be a helpful nudge, not a source of pressure. Peek at your stats to stay informed, but don't obsess over tiny fluctuations that really don't change anything. Take breaks from checking it if you feel stressed. And remember, your health isn't just the numbers on a screen. It's about the habits you build, the choices you make, and the care you take of yourself every single day. Your smartwatch is just a little helper. The real power is in how you live your life. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, think of your smartwatch as your buddy, not the boss. Yeah, checking your stats can be fun, but sometimes it's way better to just move, breathe, and actually feel your body doing its thing. Forget the numbers for a bit, enjoy the moment, and trust yourself. You already know what feels right. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep exploring health, tech, and feeling awesome together. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.